Today I have from Around the World Homeschool, a book a day cultural studies. This is Discover Italy, so stick around with me. I'll show you all inside and what this is all about. Welcome back, friends. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Arlene with Arlene and Company. I received this in exchange for my honest review from Jamie over at Around the World Homeschool. I was so excited to see this. This actually was like a launch that they did together with Tissel and Biscuit. This is completely different. They have their own different flavor and I appreciate them both. But that's how I found Jamie originally. Or maybe it was before that, I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna take you through Discover Italy. This is actually a 4-week study. It is Charlotte Mason inspired, as a secular study, and it is tailored for ages 3 to 11. However, there is extensions or recommendations for older kiddos with chapter books that you can add to your older kids. So you have picture books that are incorporated for 1 book a day, actually a little bit more than that. There's more suggestions to that. And some of the literature is actually available for free on archive.org. So you don't really have to purchase everything. Most of the books that she selects are things that are easily found in your library and things like that. But so it is, you know, if you're thinking, oh, that's a lot of books, you know, that can be costly. She does keep that in mind. So let me take you through with you more on how we do culture studies and geography and my whole entire setup. So I am working on that video for you guys. It's gonna take me a little bit because I'm revamping a little bit of my organization system with my main resources that I use. I use the Blossom and Root Tasting Geography. I use the Tissel Biscuits culture studies. And now I have added this to my collection Around the World Homeschool, which is really darling. I absolutely love how she incorporates this and how she puts STEM all woven into a Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. All kinds of stuff. Cultural studies and is just my thing. Like if I could just do that, I'd be happy. All right, so this is a 4-week studies, as we said before. This particular cultural study is on Italy, so awesomeness. They have a cookbook that they worked on together, which was like an around the world type of feel. I also have to show you that because it keeps families in mind that have dietary restrictions or food allergies like our family. And it's absolutely fantastic because I love when these type of studies that include foods and, you know, recipes and things like that. Keep in mind that, you know, there's a lot of families now that have food allergies and such. All right, so as I said before, this is tailored for ages 3 to 11 with extensions for kiddos older than 9 and up with chapter books and stuff. Tailored for a 4-week study. You can do it shorter, you can do it longer, however you like and whatever works for you. There is some activities and videos and living books and things like that that is incorporated. You have some timelines. There's a separate file, which I did not print, but I'll flash a copy of her picture on her website that she has of the passport book because it's so cute. I didn't print that because we already have like so many of these little passport books that we bought from Rainbow Resource, but hers is really, really darling. And you can go ahead and have your kiddos, like each one have one on their own and start collecting that. So we actually do those things. And you have the activity schedule or recommendation. You don't have to go by Tale and Country Overview, Tuesday Art Connection and Project, on Wednesday Science Connection and Experiment or Notebooking, on Thursday Music Connection, and on Friday Fun Tales and Recipes to Cook. So recipes, yes, my friends, are included with your culture studies. So that is a nice little overview of what that entails. Then the next part you're going to see is there is a total of 72 books that are recommended in the study. Do you have to buy them all? No, my friends, you do not. This is just so give you enough information so that you have, if you really want to do a great deep dive, you have so much at your hand of resources. But your library should have a lot of these books, and they're also, she says, 51 of the books that she has listed of the 72 can be found on archive.org. I really loved the fact that she ensured that made it accessible to multiple families that were going to be able to access this regardless if you're maybe overseas libraries. It's not something that is easily accessible to you. There is the way that I printed this is for the purpose of this review. A lot of these things I wouldn't have printed up. At the beginning, she also talks about setting the stage. So setting up the passport booklet and, you know, just getting your kiddos also excited about the whole experience of the culture studies, right? If you've never done this before, it kind of just walks you a little bit by the hand of how to set this up. You know, the art prints, because there is art prints for art studies included with this, the map work, the activity prep, the time. I'm going to give you an example of the first week. I'm not going to show you everything, obviously, but I'm going to give you an example of the first week so you can get a good idea of how it's structured. So here you're going to see like the Monday through Friday schedule. Obviously, if you school 4 days a week, if you're a year-round schooler like we are, you can easily adjust this and move it around, or maybe just do the literature on one of those days and that's it. The book that is suggested, and also when you look at the book, she also includes the picture of the cover, so it's very easy for you to know exactly what book that you're needing. Then it tells you what activity you're going to do for that day. Country activity, map work, password booklet. On Tuesday is going to be the art activity, draw the gondola. On Wednesday is going to be the science and art, make a polymer clay and the Rosetta beads. And on Thursday, you're going to do the music activity with the guided listening, which I'll show you a little bit of what that is. And then on Friday is your cooking day. So eggplant parmigiano, here we come. So as you can see, and then it's broken up into different regions. So week 1, you have Venice. On week 2, you have central Italy. We have Florence. And then on week 4, we have southern Italy. So that is how the Italy one is broken up into the regions. Then you have some art prints that are going to be here throughout, and I'm just going to show you a couple of them. And these are the ones that you can go ahead and, if you have a board, you can go ahead and display it on your board, or maybe even want to laminate them. However you like to set this up for your study for the month, so you have that nicely available. First part is going to be on Venice. She explains, you know, the location of it, the architectural of it, or any relevant history. And then, you know, here, for example, week 1 is a bookend with 2 fun tales and includes a gluten-free vegetarian recipe. So we have some architecture here that we're going to be talking about, and then the literature that is going to be attached to them. So for the first one, just so you see, is going to be Vendella and Venice, and I hope I'm saying that right. And then it talks about that particular book. This book is available online for free on archive.org, and she also notates if it's available for free, so you're not trying to hunt it down and see if it is or not. And that continues on. You're going to have some more little art studies, and then more of the books a day with more of the activities. So again, I can't show you everything because that's proprietary, but then you have the map works that you're going to do with. So you have the map with the labels, and then one without. So you can go ahead and have the pieces, they're right here, and have each of your kiddos work on it as they study each part. So week 1, day 1, week 2, which one they're going to work on, week 3, week 4, and then how they're piecing it together as they go along throughout the story. These little stamps right here is like they go ahead and cut this out and put it on their passport that they have arrived to Venetia. So that is absolutely awesome, because I just love those little tiny touches, because it really makes the kiddos excited and feeling like they're really genuinely traveling to these locations. So then it goes into the next book, the attachment with the, that book as well, the activity that goes along with it, the information to go and dig a little bit deeper. So we're talking about a gondola here, and then it's going to talk about that, some history about it, and then some activity to go along with that. And that's how it continues. So each book is going to focus on some different part of that region, and then you're going to attach it to activity to it. So it incorporates that Charlotte Mason inspired approach with the living books, and you know, that richness, and then you know, that buffet of activities, music studies, and all that jazz, and go along with the first recipe. This is a gluten-free vegetarian recipe. So again, she keeps that in mind, and I love that. That's why I really want to show you a glimpse of the cookbook as well in one of my next few videos that I'm going to do with cultural studies. So you're going to have the ingredients, directions, everything is pretty much spelled out for you, and you can go from obviously that I have covered. You have QR codes throughout that is going to take you to special links, whether it's a connection with the music, whether it's a connection to the study, whatever it may be. There's QR codes throughout how it progresses. So here, for example, in week 3, we're talking about the symbols of Florence, and you know, again with some architectural point of views and things like that, and the significance of one type of activity. Again, so you're going to end here at traveling the South and go from there. So just a little look at the timeline cards. You also, if you're a Charlotte Mason homeschooler, you probably have a book of centuries that you go ahead and put little timelines of different parts that you study with history. So she includes that because obviously culture study study history and all. Obviously, it's very close knit and tied together. So you can go ahead and actually even print this a little bit smaller if you like, and depending on what you use. Now, we use the Schoolnest notebook for history timeline. And I actually will go ahead and put that in the captions down below, a link to our favorite one. And that's the one we use. And I like to have the kiddos have each of their own, so they can actually put in things that they found important to them on there. And it doesn't have to be like, you know, what we decide as a family. But if you want to do just one for the family, you know, that's cool too. She also includes, that's upside down. She also includes line page for, especially for your little ones, to do some notebooking, or maybe you decide to do some copy work. So if you don't have a notebook or anything like that, then she includes these notebook pages, which has like more of like those primary type of lines for your younger kiddos if you need that. If not, you know, again, I use the Schoolnest notebooks and I find those great. Also, main lesson books are a great idea as well if you're like Waldorf inspire homeschooler. But I really enjoy this. Like I said, this is about 71 pages. I want to say 71, 72 pages is quite a bit. There is extensions. Again, I'm not going to show you because the premise of this is a book a day, so I can't really show you you know, more examples. So each book, you're going to dive into the different components that you're reading about in those picture books. So it makes it great for all ages, because if you know me and Kelly from Beaches and Reads, you know that we love picture books. Doesn't matter how old we get. All right, so you can make extensions with each of those picture books. Study the history, study some cultural components about that location or things that is discussed on there, like the gondola, the history of it, architecture, the symbols, the culinary aspects, the food, and then just wove in different types of activities with that STEM approach or multi-sensory approach throughout. So it's a little bit for every single learning style and every single kiddo. So you can go ahead and just really make it your own and cater to different learning styles. So I think this is fabulous and is very easy to implement to already what you have going on with your other studies. Very easy to just do the book if you don't want to do too many of the things. Maybe you just want to do the video element and just cut and paste the different things that fit your schedule, or do it all, my friends. Just do it all. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.